Racing on Tuesday takes place out at Turffontein, racing on the inside track. 9 races on the card, and race number 1 is set to get underway at 11:35. It is an early start after no local racing on the Monday. Things kick off early on Tuesday, and joining me on the line is Alistair Kona. Alistair, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks, Raheel. Spot on, that was going to be my opening salvo. No racing Sunday and Monday, so take advantage of potentially inflated pools at Turffontein on this Tuesday. The second half of the card's a little bit prettier than the first half of the card, and the bar pot is my suggested bet. So, as you can tell, I'm probably looking for a dividend on this card, because I think the bar pot's going to pay quite handsomely, and I think by the first 3 legs of the place accumulator, it could be a reasonable dividend before it might plateau from there. So take advantage of what might be staring you in the face. But yeah, all good, thank you, Raheel. We got the big sale coming up on Sunday. Gallops, of course, on Friday at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, racing on Saturday, and then Sunday we got the Breeze Up and Unbroken 2-year-old sale. Viewing starts on Thursday for all those that are looking to bolster their stock, their string, just going into the final sale of the year. Only feature races this weekend will be at Fairview with the Bedway Algoa Cup, and then obviously next weekend things really crank up a notch at the start of November.
This horse, Panning Goal, is the favourite in race number 1 at even money. I see number 9, Yo Jumbo, touch of support, 2-1 to 18-10. Cliffy Clavin at 6-1, 7-1 the Merciful. It's then 20-1 and Better Ball. Those now, it's not a maiden that's going to get lots excited here, and it is a race where majority of these horses have had their fair share of chances, and some have been well beaten in recent outings. But this horse, Panning Goal, last time out, he was backed off the board, 4-1 into 18-10, and Pierre was having one of those days where everything he touched just turned to gold that day. But unfortunately for Panning Gold, it wasn't to be. He was pulled out the race.
Yeah, and he's back 12 days later, which is a huge red flag. If you eliminated that last run, which wasn't a handicap, I don't for one moment believe it was the fact that he ran against winners, that he ran a stinker, because if he were to win this, that's the company he'd keep, and I'd like to believe he'd be competitive there, certainly on what he showed early doors. So either an off day, maybe, well, he obviously felt something wrong, judging by the starts report, nothing was detected. He's better than that, but 12 days later, he's really going to have not have a scratch in him after that last run, back over the same distance as well. Third run after a rest. Look, I think there are only 3 horses who can win this race, Raheel. They are the 3 at the top of the boards. I'm going to make a case for number 9, Yo Jimbo, first run after a gelding and first run over 2,000 metres, that he might be the right one. Just on breeding, I watched him on debut. He's a huge galloper. He's never, ever going to win a race over 1450. Probably not going to win a race over 1700 either, but he could win a race over 2000. If he is going to be a racehorse, it's just going to be over an extended trip. Number 9, Yo Jimbo, gets Gavin Larena on board. I think Gavin's probably the man in demand around the country at the moment. He can do no wrong. So I think that bodes well for number 9, Yo Jimbo. If he doesn't need the run too badly, it's a weak enough race for him to be prepared well enough and probably get the job done. I'm going to go 9 from 4, Panning Gold, who just needs to put that last run behind him. And then number 5, Cliffy Clavin. I wouldn't completely write off as a winning chance, but would be my third pick. And like I said, I just can't see anyone else getting involved here. The fact that Nastili rode the first time for Taro and Zaki suggests that number 2, the Merciful, is the right one, but I can't make a case for a 14-start maiden. So I'd probably be prepared to take box trifectas here. Not going to get you out of it, but it will build some sort of kitty for the exotics.
Yeah, 9 from 4, the top 2 picks here in race number 1 for Alistair. Moving along to race number 2. This is set to be around over 1,800 meters, and your favorite here is number 1, Caliburn at 18-10, Guy Alexander at 2-1. Zoom Bomber racing off a mark of 65 now. He is at 4-1. Rainy Season 11-2, along with Future Night, and then you've got Can't Fool Me at 20-1. What's your thoughts on race number 2? Small field of just 6 horses. Caliburn, 60 kgs on the back. He's knocking on the door for that next win. But this horse, Future Night, he makes a bit of appeal here, receiving quite a bit of weight from the entire field. And he's shown a bit of improvement at his last 2 starts. And I think the step up in triple will suit him. Muzi takes right for Sean.
Yeah, not impossible, Raheel. Can't put a pen through any of these. Hard to rule any of them out. It's a small field. When I saw a small field, I thought to myself, right, we can go light in the first leg. We can't. I've gone with 3 horses, but like I said, it's a matter of survival. My 3 horses are 1, 2, and 5. Just talking about number 6, Future Night, could be a masterstroke from Sean. Not often Sean and Muzi any team up. You're right, the lightweight in a field of this nature. Not impossible that he gets into the action. But to talk about my 3 horses, 1, 2, and 5 here, Starting off with number 1, Caliburn. I think he'll A, be more at home on the inside track as only Win came on the course. B, I think he'll be more at home over slightly shorter than 2,000 metres. Not to say that he can't win over 2,000 metres, but I just think that might just stretch him a little bit over the closing stages. Plus, he also comes in here weighted to finish a lot closer. He's 2 kilos better off for 3 lengths. So I think those factors might just push number 1, Caliburn, ahead of number 2, Guy Alexander, although I wouldn't write off Guy Alexander's chances on the back of getting his confidence up and a win under the belt last time when tactics were different, went off to the front in a race that was totally bereft of pace. Might be a little bit more pace in this race, though, to be fair, with Zoom Bomber and Future Nights around, but at least Guy Alexander's got himself back into the winner's enclosure, this interesting entire. And then number 5, Rainy Season, I just marked him up because Wayo mowing with stayers, always watch out, well beaten at his last start, but that was a weird small field, 16 and a quarter lengths. I don't know whether that flatters the first or the second on that occasion, or whether it really is confirmation that Rainy Season's lost the plot. Might give him one more chance here, number 5, Rainy Season, and throw him into the bar pot. I saw signs of life before disappointing last run.
Race number 2 looks to be a trappy contest, despite it being a small field where you can where there's form to work with. But Caliburn at 18-10. Let's see if he can find the winner's box, or Guy Alexander. If not, Zoom Bomber could go back to back. Race number 3 next. This will be the start of the place accumulator. 1,800 meters is the distance. It's an MR80 handicap. Competitive contest scratched here is horse number 1, Eiffel Tower. So that is out. So it's a field of 11 that remain. Haslo Grande 7-2, 9-2, DJ Junior 5-1, Birthright, Eiger Sanction at 5-1. And then you can get double figure odds about the balance. This horse, Eiger Sanction, he won last week and he now races off a mark of 83. He's looking for, 5 in a row now. Number 4, Eiger Sanction. But what's your thoughts on the third?
Nice race, but tricky race all the same. Not going to be easy to survive this leg of the bar pot and the first leg of the place accumulator. You need to cast your net wide. Eiger Sanction, as you mentioned, hiked up in the ratings, now carries 60.5 on Tuesday at Turffontein. It's not going to be easy for Eiger Sanction. He's gone from beating Caliburn, who's running in a race 2 divisions weaker than this only 6 weeks ago, now to taking on this type of company who is obviously a lot better. So I've sidestepped number 4, Eiger Sanction. If he were to win, I'll tip my hat to St. John Gray. I often do. He often makes a mockery of us form experts, just the way that he gets horses on the boil. But yeah, looking for 5 in a row. I know he did it with Risky Business, but Risky Business really started in the doldrums. Eiger Sanction started a step ahead. So 2, 5, and 10 are my numbers in the buy pot here. Probably be my numbers in the PA as well. I'll tell you why I've got number 10, Whispers of War. I'm going to have a good place bet on the Son of Time for War. Marco van Rensburg takes it out for Cornet Spies. He is best on the inside track. He's pushed much better horses on this on the inside track before. The likes of Joker Man, who holds an entry in the Allied Steel Road on a Mission Mile. I know he received weight from Joker Man, but he's a different horse on the inside track. Even if you go back to his run the 21st of September against the current favourite, when he ran 6 lengths to Haslo Grande, although he's not weighted to turn that form around, he's definitely weighted to get a lot closer. Plus his ratings come down again. He's got a nice draw. I think number 10, Whispers of All, will be somewhere on the premises. If not winning, I think he can get into the top 4 and represent a bit of value. But to tip 2 horses on top, or my 2 perhaps preferred winning options, numbers 2 and 5 here. Birthright, Calvin Habib takes her out for Alec Laird. Desperately unlucky at his penultimate start at Hollywoodbets Greyville when not surviving a controversial objection. By the way, I think the Starps got that right, but I know I'm in the minority there. And then last time at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, finishing nearly 6 lengths to Golden Peace. I think those runs probably just set him up. Alec Laird's taken it slow in Joburg at the start of the season, but I think you'll start to see some fireworks. We have seen an upward trajectory there. And then number 5, DJ Junior, very lightly raced. Gavin Larena and Erico Verdenese, always watch out. Willow Express obviously went down a narrow margin on Saturday at Turffontein and was 3/4 of a length behind Willow Express last time out. Also 3rd run after a long layoff, probably needed his 2 runs back, and he's going to be very dangerous, number 5, DJ Junior. So those are the 3 horses I'm settling on in my bar pot.
Yeah, that's race number 3 over 1,800 meters. Competitive race, but Alistair Mayer found us some nice value there with number 10, Whispers of War, currently trading at 14-1 in the market. Moving along to race number 4 next. This will be the start of the Pick 6, MR 66 over 1,000 meters. Twice as wild, 3-1, 7-2 about number 3 Pacific Basingstoke at 5-1, Tibetan Voyage 7-1 in the Ether Smeltin. It's then 12-1 and better by those. This was Just VAR. He achieved a rating of 94. No one has even hit the 80s in this race, and he's now down to 63. He's having his first start for Grant Maroon. And Alistair, this horse was running against some top quality sorts, questioning Shushluwi Green with envy, and all of a sudden he finds himself in a 66 up in the Highveld on a mark of 63. Surely there must be something about this horse that he showed quite a bit early on, but he hasn't been able to go through with it.
Raheel, if I tell you what this horse has done to me, I'm going to have very negative flashbacks. He's been on my radar in Cape Town for a long time. And fine, he's not really shown any signs of life, but now his ratings come down again. He's come up to Joburg. We know that middle division in Cape Town and maiden ranks in Cape Town are particularly strong. Obviously, the higher the level, I think it plateaus out because a top horse trained by Terry is as good as a top horse trained by Snaith, etc. But certainly at the level that Just VAR was running on, it's such a big population of horses in Cape Town, and as we know, the results just change time and time again. It's difficult to get a glean, and I think Just VAR kind of got stuck in the mix there. Yes, he was obviously hammered as a 2-year-old, so for him to get up to the 90s again is a very hard ask. But first run in Joburg, Trent Mayhew on the back, having run with the quality opposition that he has, he just jumps off the page, number 7, Just VAR. So whatever price he is, I still think he'll represent value, even if he did start favourite. It's just a matter of whether he's travelled in good shape and ready for the run. I suspect that he might be, especially out of a good draw. And crucially, coming back to the sprints. He's not run over 1,000 metres before, but he did earn his rating as a 2-year-old in 1,200 metre and 1,400 metre races. So that could be the office for number 7, Just VAR. Backup comes from St. John and Muzieni with number 3, Pacific. Straight out the maidens, good run to Quagga Blitz. That was in much stronger company. He's obviously got more weight to carry this time around, but a fairly consistent horse since the turn of winter, number 3, Pacific, and it's difficult to write him off at this type of this caliber race. So I think that he'll go quite well. There are a lot of horses here that I think warrant respect. In the pick 6, it becomes a little bit more tricky. Down the bottom of the weights, there are a few horses to watch out for. Number 11, Tibetan Voyage, who surprised me last time by going very close. There was big money for her. 9 twice as well. Different horse on the inside track. Both of her wins have come on the course, so they warrant some sort of respect. But in the PA and Barpot, I've settled on 3 and 7.
Yeah, I think Just VAR is going to start shorter than 12-1, and he looks to be a horse that should go well in race number 4. And let's see how he shapes up, having his first start for Grant Maroon. Moving along to race number 5. This is a fillies and mares 74 handicap over 1,000 meters. 1350 is the off time. Favorite here, number 3, Aralina at 7-2. Kia Kaha at 4-1. 5-1 Samoa, 11-2 One Party. Stroop Suit at 11-2. It's then 8-1 and better by those. Now this daughter of Silvano, Aralina, she won a very good race last time out when beaten Prize Platinum, who unfortunately didn't do anything for that form line last week in one of those apprentice races. On a mark of 72, continues to get the 2.5 off the back. Can this filly go back-to-back, Alistair?
Yeah, she definitely can. She got the free lead last time and made it count. She can be a bit Jekyll and Hyde, number 3, Aralina, but to the eye, she was very encouraging. And she might get away with it. Not often you'll see a Silvano out of a Jetmaster mare proving to be 1,000-metre horse, but here we are. She's one from one over the distance as well, having beaten Axel Collins. She's sparingly raced. There's every opportunity for her to back that up. She is my top choice, but if she goes missing, and as you can tell by her record, she can very easily go missing because that's what she does from time to time, then it becomes wide open. 5 Kia Kaha and 6 One Party are my backup. Kia Kaha's obviously not got a good draw, but I'll take that last run with a pinch of salt. She's a bit better than that, I'd like to believe. Taxi to the Moon would absolutely romp in this race. And I'd like to believe that Kia Kaha's not 9 1/4 lengths inferior to Taxi to the Moon. So I think that puts her in the picture to an extent. Gavin Lorena takes her out for the Aussies. And then number 6, One Party, beat Joost Drusler in the maidens. That form hasn't had much of an opportunity really to spark up. I don't know why. Even though there have been 7 runners and 1 winner, there hasn't been a fair cross-section to see how those horses go at handicap level. Last time to Gimme Fabulous, although getting weight and coming off a layoff, there was support for the daughter of One World. I'd like to believe that number 6, One Party, might have a little bit of an upward curve about her coming off a layoff. I think the race might do her a world of good, to be fair, number 6, One Party, because she had their 4 runs in just over a month. So I think she might come on and take a few steps forward here. So 3 definitely my top choice, but for me, she's not much of a banker. She can never be a banker, even if she were to win. And just back up coming up in numbers 5 and 6 if the favourite and the top pick goes missing.
Alistair, just looking at the way the card is set up, and I mean the races that we've done so far, we found a couple of value horses, and in this race here, this horse Oriental Bouquet at 25-1 in the market is another one of those rating droppers, now on a mark of 68. I mean, that run 2 starts back, 6.5 lengths to Green Flash in a Fillies and Mares 92 handicap. In this field, if she can reproduce that type of run, she's 11 points down since that effort as well. And Dennis Schwartz takes a ride for Grant Maroon. Surely she could be another one of those horses that could pop up at a big price.
100% not impossible, Raheel. I had a good look at her. I just think that she's clearly not the same filly that she was as a 2-year-old when she ran second on Hollywoodbets Durbanville July Day, and again going to the boardroom. Yes. But yeah, she made a lot of appeal to number 8 Oriental Bouquet. You're right about the penultimate start, but was that the exception rather than norm of late? I would throw her into the pick 6, but she was very, very close to getting a mention from me in the bar pot and place accumulator, I must be honest.
Yeah, she could be a horse at each way odds here to include into the play, number 8 Oriental Bouquet. But race number 5, let's see how the race does unfold. 3, 5 and 6 here for Alistair. Race number 6, Fillies and Mares 88 over 1,000 meters, 25:2 is the off time. And Nettleton is your 3-1 favorite. Poblano at 3-1, 33-10 Bossum Buddy, 4-1 Green Flash. It's then 7-1 and better bar those. What's your thoughts on race 6?
Again, lots in here with winning chances, but I've gone down the bottom of the weights here, Raheel, with numbers 7 and 8. I just want to talk about number 8, Poblano, to start with. Her win over Cosmic Queen on debut was encouraging, and she obviously has been off since then. But when Muzi moved to Joburg, 6-7 years ago, Robbie Sage was the man that gave him the break with all sorts of horses like Coral Fever and Jet Bell and various others. And Muzi and Robbie famously haven't spoken for quite a while. And here they are teaming up with Poblano. Now, out of that run, Shakert, who ran 4th, came out and franked that form. There are a lot of horses well beaten that have run subsequently. Fetching Flyer, though, is a horse that came out and won over the weekend, was well beaten by Poblano on that debut effort. So that's how the form all stacks up. The second horse, Cosmic Queen, hasn't run. Third horse, Roaming Spirit, I saw among the nominations, I think, for this week. And she hasn't run since that day when going off at 5-10. But Poblano turned over a 5-10 favour on that day and comes in here off a light weight. She's worth a look. Number 7, Kindred Heart, though, is my top choice at a draw 1. I quite liked her last time out. She drifted off the boards, but that was the first day that Crawford ran all his horses on the half vault after the first bit of rains. And I watched her go down to the start. She moved very nicely, but please believe me, she needed that run badly. Not many of the Crawford horses do, but she did. And out of draw 1, with that run under the belt on the back of a rating drop, and her representing some of the best 2-year-old filly form on the half vault, number 7, Kindred Heart's a very interesting runner. So she's in my bar pot as well. I've gone 7 and 8. They my numbers. Pick 6, 1, Nettleton, under Stratham. Fluent winner last time. Very easy chance to back that up. And then number 4, Bosom Buddy, would have run just above her rating last time to Mia Moo. That's if Mia Moo ran to her rating. I'm not convinced she did coming off a layoff. But if she did run to her rating, then Bosom Buddy ran just ahead of her rating. So she's not one to totally ignore either. But what is interesting is that she beat Bosom Buddy before. She beat Kindred Heart before, and Kindred Heart has a very, very valuable swing at the weights.
Yeah, Kindred Heart 7-1 could be a nice value player in race number 6. Race number 7 next, Fillies and Mares 94 handicap, 5:3. The off time 1450 meters is the distance. And your favorite here is number 5, Andy's Girl at 2-1. It's 4-1 about number 1, Duenna, who absolutely loves the inside track. 4-1 across the pond, 7-1 Risky Business, 8-1 and better bar those. Now, Andy's Girl ran second last time out to Fiery Pegasus, and we saw Fiery Pegasus narrowly miss out in that Group 2 a couple of weeks back. Gavin takes a ride, 1 draw, 4 runs at the track, 4 seconds. this could be her day to get that second out the way and get into the winner's enclosure.
Raheel, this is where we start. This is where we get stuck in. Number 5, Andy's Girl. Best bets on the day. Draw 1. Spot on. Last time behind Fiery Pegasus, who was touched off narrowly to Celtic Rumours, who's a very decorated filly in the Betway Joburg's Fillies and Mares Spring Challenge. At her penultimate start, Andy's Girl, despite having less weight, ran 2 1/4 lengths behind Back in Business. Back in Business, now a graded winner himself, having won the Colts version of the Betway Joburg Spring Challenge. Andy's Girl, if you just adjust things, and I'm not a fan of adjusting things, but if Andy's Girl had hypothetically run in that race, she would have run ahead of some high quality individuals at the weights just simply on that run. So for me, she can't miss. Too many horses here off form, coming back from layoffs or just rising in class that I can't see getting a blow in, and she stands out for me. Number 5, Andy's Girl, banker in all bets and the best bet on the day.
Yeah, 2-1 looks a very, very generous price about this filly, given that her last start was a cracker, even a penultimate start, as Alistair touched on, and let's see how she goes with Gavin in the irons. Race number 8 will be next up, and this is set to be run over 1,450 meters. Fillies and Mares 76 handicap. Say It Loud 16-10, Future Date 33-10, 9-2, Queen of Love, Shampimpi 11-2, it's then 8-1. And Better Bar those. Now, this filly, Say It Loud, last time out, I thought she'd win that day, to put it lightly, and reported lost footing at the 150, and Sereno just never persevered with her. He just kept her going, and she wasn't disgraced 5 lengths behind Mia Moo. This type of race, if all is in order, I think that she could win.
Yeah, Sereno couldn't really persevere with number 5, Say It Loud, last time out. And it was a matter of eating grass or staying on and hoping for a top 4 finish from this daughter to give me the green light. She's never 5 lengths worse than Mia Moo on that last run in a graduation plate. She came back from a small layoff, but a layoff all the same. Again, draw 1. I think the Cock's got a strong hand in the last 2 races. I'd like to try and oppose him in the last, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Lots of number 5, Say It Loud's favour. She could be she is definitely more progressive than anyone else in this race. There are very few other horses that I think can scale. Not that I'm saying Say It Loud's going to be running in legs of the Volkerbos Drift Triple TR or potentially getting to the Willavington or Hollywoodbets Greyville when champion season comes round. But the point is, Say It Loud, it could be a lot better than an 87. She could be a minor feature type of filly. She could be better, who knows? And I don't think anyone else in this race is. It's as simple as that. I think she'll win race 8.
Yeah, short and sweet there. Gavin Larina, race 7, race 8. That could be the double to play Andy's Girl into Say It Loud. Moving along to race 9, the final race on the day. Fillies and Mares 74 handicap over 1,450 meters. Palace Dancer, the favourite here. Gavin Larina takes right for Tony Peter. She ran third last time out to Francilian at 16-10. 4-1, Two-Step Queen, Oxalis Gold 4-1, Princess Ilaria 5-1. 6-1 and Better Ball those. Now, you mentioned that you want to oppose the Cock in race number 9. Who's that with?
Oppose is a strong word. I'm keen on number 5, Oxalis Gold, but not quite as bullish. I think she's got every chance of winning this race at a draw 1. But I think that she's a little bit more vulnerable than the one before. I'm going to motivate number 1, Courageous, is a big runner here. A heel. Muzieni takes her out for Candice Dawson. Her racing went up a pound, but that was because she was under sufferance last time when she made up a lot of ground behind Vulcanite. Vulcanite was a runaway winner on that occasion, also a 3-year-old filly. She hasn't really had the rub of the green at her anti-penultimate start. She didn't really enjoy the Val Straight, but she went off very, very hard. She was never going to sustain that. At her next start, she moved up very, very strongly at a point, didn't quite go on with it. And then last time she just came out a little bit slowly and was left with too much to do, but she made up a bit of ground. This is the first time that she's running at this type of level, Fillies and Mares 74, certainly first time in a long, long time. And I think with Muzi on board, Muzi was very quick to reach for the phone on number 1, Courageous. Look, she is a one-time winner from 19 starts. That tells you exactly where she stands, but still like to believe that there are a few wins in the tank. She's a very, very well-bred daughter of Canford Cliffs out of a Frankel mare. She's a half-sister to truth. So before she heads off to the paddock, she's probably got the rest of the season to go. I think she can rack up a few more, and she's got a good opportunity of doing that here. So although 5 Oxalis Gold is my top choice, number 1 Courageous, definite inclusion into the pick 6. She's doing very nicely at home. And then again, St. John Grey's runner number 2 is also got to come into the picture. 2-Step Queen, also lightly raced 3-year-old who seems to be in good form and confidence up and run to some useful fillies. And then number 7 Palace Dancer, another horse that's definitely worth a mention, beaten by a very smart horse in the form of Francillian last time. I think that she's well above average, and number 7 Palace Dancer running at home for the first time could also be a bit of a factor. So I don't think it's quite as straightforward as what the market has.
That's race number 9. Number 1, Courageous, going to be the top pick here for Alistair at around 6-1 in the market. But Oxalis Gold, Palace Dancer, definitely 2 horses that should run well. Moving on to the suggested bet now, and Alistair will take us through his suggested bet. And it is a buy pot for the race meeting on Tuesday. Alistair, take it away with that buy pot.
Cool, so the bar pot starts in race number 2 at 7 minutes past 12, spot on about the very early start of Turffontein on Tuesday. 1, 2 and 5, Caliburn, Guy Alexander and Rainy Season. I think we'll be looking at a pretty equal spread of bar pot tickets, so we'll be eliminating a few off the bat. By 2, 5 and 10, Birthright, DJ Junior and Whispers of War. By 3 and 7, Pacific and Just Var. I mean, if that goes wrong there, I might wash my hands of the horse. Then go 3, 5 and 6, Aralina, Kia Kahan, One Party. If you're braver than me, then number 3, Aralina does stand out as the right one. By 7 and 8, Kindred, Haas and Poblana. By banker number 5, Andy's Girl.
That is the bar pot, and it all begins with the running of race number 2 at 7 minutes past 12 over 1,800 meters. Alistair, thanks very much. Looking forward to the meeting on Tuesday. I've gained a bit of confidence after chatting to you and listening to what you've had to say, and hopefully all goes according to plan.
Shottery Hill, yep, looking forward to it. Should be a good day out at Turffontein on the Tuesday. And as we start the racing week and chug on towards the start of November, which is always very exciting.
Absolutely. Best of luck with racing on Tuesday out at Turffontein.